Karimganj District is an administrative district in the state of Assam in India. The district headquarters are located at Karimganj. History. Early period. The early history of present district of Karimganj, Assam, is hazy and obscure. With available source materials and evidences, it is difficult to construct a chronologically comprehensive account of early history of the region. Only a broad outline, with major gaps, can be attempted. For the Nidanpur copper inscriptions issued by King Bashkar Barman, it is learned that the region has been within the Kamrupa kingdom for about 100 years since the 6th century. The Aryanization of the region under the leadership of the pioneer immigrant Brahmins with plough-based agriculture as economic basis had its beginning during this period. For the Kalapur copper plates issued by Samatamarandanatha, it is learned that in the 7th century, this region, along with foothills of North Kashmir Hills, had passed on to the Samatata kingdom of the eastern Bengal. Of course, there is no direct evidence to prove it. In the 10th century, King Sri Chandra of the renowned Chandra dynasty of eastern Bengal incorporated the entire region within his Vanga kingdom. During this period, the Chandrapura Mathura monastery, situated at Panchakanda, became a very reputed center of learning. According to the renowned historian D.C. Sarkar, the Chandrapura Mathura was the greatest center of Hindu learning in the entire eastern India of the early period. From two Bhattara inscriptions of Govindakeshava Deva and Ashana Deva, it is learnt that there was an independent Srivhata Raja in the 12th century within which the entire Karimganj district along with a major portion of the Kashmir plains were incorporated. Middle Ages, when Shah Jalal, a Muslim Sufi saint from Yemen, conquered Sylhet in 1328, Srivhata, along with a major portion of Karimganj district, passed to the Bengal Sultanate. A portion of Karimganj district comprising the present Tana area of Pitharkandi was under the control of the Tripura king at that period. However, a large Persian force led by a man called Mirza Malik Muhammad Turani captured the town of Bidapur within this region in the late 14th century. Turani crowned himself king and married Umavati, the daughter of the defeated governor of the town, a Qazi chief named Pura Araja. The family continued to expand the rule over the next few generations until the descendant, Malik Pratap Raja, eventually conquered the entirety of Pitharkandi. However, during the reign of Hussain Shah, this region, at the time known as Pratapgarh, also came under the Sultanate. There are two inscriptions, one of Hussain Shah and another of his son Mahmud Shah, found respectively at Karimganj and Suprakardi, to show that Bengal Sultanate had complete sway of this entire region. The region, along with other parts of Sylhet, was incorporated within the Mughal Empire in 1576 during the reign of Akbar. According to Ain-i-Akbari, most of the areas of the district were placed under the Pratapgarh revenue mahal of the Sylhet Sarkar of the Mughals. The district continued to be part of the Sylhet Sarkar and Bangla Suba of the Mughals. British era and freedom movement. In 1785, the Diwani of the Bangla Suba was taken over by the British East India Company and the district of Sylhet, of which Karimganj was a part, passed on to the British. However, up to 1786, the British could not establish their hegemony over the entire region. A local Zamindar, Radram, brought under his administrative control a vast region of southern Karimganj, and local people started calling him Nawab Radram. His blatant defiance of British authority brought the matters to a head, but Radram survived two successive expeditions of the British contingents. Ultimately, Ultimately, a reinforced contingent succeeded in capturing him after defeating his forces. While he was being carried to Sylhet by the company soldiers, Radharam reportedly committed suicide. It is only with his fall in 1786 that the British could establish the complete authority in the region around Karimganj. In November 1857, 3 companies of the 34th Native Infantry stationed at Chittagong mutinied, and they subsequently emerged in the southeast of the Sylhet district, at Latu village of present Karimganj district. These rebel soldiers encountered a contingent of the Sylhet Light Infantry under the command of Major Bing. The sepoys were defeated, but Major Bing was killed. At Malega hillock of Latu village, the graves of the fallen rebels are still venerated by the local people. In 1878, the British administration designated Karimganj town as the headquarters of the newly created subdivision of Karimganj. Before the partition of India in 1947, Karimganj district was a subdivision of Greater Sylhet district. Many talukas and zamindari estates were located here. The estate of the erstwhile zamindars of Hasanpur in Badapur is also situated in Karimganj. The later history of Karimganj remains incomplete without the mention of Abdul Matlab Mazumdar. In 1946, when India was still under British rule, he became an MLA and also cabinet minister of Assam. He was one of the prominent Muslim leaders of eastern India to support Hindu-Muslim unity, opposing the partition of India on communal lines. Mazumdar along with Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed became the most prominent Muslim opponents of the demand for a separate Muslim state of Pakistan, especially in the eastern part of the country. Mazumdar started legal practice at Hailakandi Bar in 1925 and spread his network in the adjacent Silchar and Karimganj areas. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru visited Hailakandi in 1939 and 1945 respectively at the invitation of Mazumdar to strengthen the freedom movement as well as the Congress Party in southern Assam. It was Netaji who initiated establishment of contact between Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Matlab Mazumdar for gearing up nationalist Muslims against a growing Muslim League in the region. The Muslim League proved its might in the Muslim-dominated areas of India in 1937 elections. To counter the rising popularity of Muslim League, he successfully organized the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind movement in Assam. Jamiat was an ally of the Congress, having a mass following among the nationalist Muslims. In the very crucial 1946 general elections just on the eve of India's independence, he wrested the Muslim-majority Hailakandi seat from the hold of Muslim League. That victory virtually sealed the hopes and aspirations of the Muslim League to include southern Assam in Pakistan. It may be mentioned here that in that election, the bulk of the Muslim nominees of the Indian National Congress, including Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, had lost to the Muslim League rivals miserably. Assam's Surma Valley had Muslim-majority population. On the eve of partition, hectic activities intensified by the Muslim League as well, Congress with the former having an edge. A referendum had been proposed for Sylhet district. Mazumdar along with Basanta Kumar Das travelled throughout the valley organizing the Congress and addressing meetings educating the masses about the outcome of partition on the basis of religion. On the 20th of February 1947, Maulvi Mazumdar inaugurated a convention, Assam Nationalist Muslims Convention at Silchar. Thereafter another big meeting was held at Silchar on the 8th of June 1947. Both the meetings, which were attended by a large section of Muslims, paid dividend. He was also among the few who were instrumental in retaining the Barak Valley region of Assam, especially Karimganj with India. Mazumdar was the leader of the delegation that pleaded before the Radcliffe Commission that ensured that a part of Sylhet remains with India. Despite being Muslim majority, the entire eastern India was swept by violence just after India's partition and independence on 15 August 1947. Scores of Hindus fled the newly created East Pakistan for India, and Muslims fled Assam for East Pakistan. A large number of people lost their lives owing to violence which resurfaced with more ferocity in 1950. Mazumdar, the only Muslim in the cabinet, along with his cabinet and party colleagues, took up responsibility for the safety of both Hindus and Muslims in Karimganj, touring affected areas and arranging camps and rehabilitation for the refugees, organizing supplies and security. During the Bangladesh's War of Liberation in 1970–71, he was in charge of relief and rehabilitation of the thousands of refugees who fled the then East Pakistan to Assam, including Karimganj, partition and post-partition period. At the time of partition of India in 1947, most of Sylhet district joined East Pakistan, which eventually became the independent nation of Bangladesh in 1971, barring 3.5 Thana areas of the Karimganj subdivision. This truncated Karimganj subdivision was incorporated in the Kasha district of Assam as a full-fledged subdivision. The Karimganj subdivision was upgraded to a district on 1 July 1983. Karimganj town was designated as the district headquarters of the newly created Karimganj district. Geography. Karimganj district occupies an area of 1,809 square kilometers, comparatively equivalent to Alaska's Afognak Island. It is bounded on the northeast by Kasha district, on the east by Hailakandi district, on the south by Mizoram state, on the southwest by Tripura state, and on the west and northwest by Bangladesh. Karimganj town, the administrative headquarters and main town of the district, also bears the same name, that is, Karimganj. Karimganj town is located on the northern fringe of the district adjoining Bangladesh, by the river Kushiara. Its distance from Guwahati, the state capital of Assam, is approximately 330 kilometers by road and about 350 kilometers by rail. Distances of other important places are Silchar 55 kilometers, Shillong 220 kilometers, Agartala 250 kilometers, flanked on two sides by the rivers Kushiara and Longai. Karimganj town is located just on the Bangladesh border with the river Kushiara flowing in between. One prominent feature of the place is a long and winding canal called Noti Kol meandering through the town. Earlier, it used to be a connecting riverway between Kushiara and Longai, facilitating river communication and also balancing of water levels between the two rivers. Now, however, this canal has been blocked at several places through embankments and landfills to pave way for road transport and construction works. Latu is one of the historically interesting village of Karimganj. The forests of Karimganj were once rich in wildlife but now vanishing due to human onslaught. Rare species found Ahulok, Fair's leaf monkey, pig-tailed macaque, Asian elephant, white-winged wood duck, etc. have been recorded. The southern part was also recommended as Dhalaswari Wildlife Sanctuary. Economy. Karimganj town is an important center of trade and commerce in the northeast India. Its river port, with elaborate infrastructures like cargo terminal, jetty, warehouses etc., is capable of handling large volumes of cargoes carried by steamers plying through riverways via Bangladesh. Karimganj is also a borders trade centre. An import-export business worth crores of rupees is carried out through the custom trade point at Dak Banglagat in the town and Sutarkandi custom station. Divisions. Karimganj district has one subdivision. The district has 5 tehsils, development circles, 2 urban areas, 3 towns, 7 community development blocks, 7 police stations, 96 gram panchayats, and 7 anchalik panchayats. There are 5 Assam Legislative Assembly constituencies in this district: Ratabari, Pitharkandi, Karimganj North, Karimganj South, and Bidapur. Ratabari is designated for scheduled castes. All 5 are in the Karimganj Lok Sabha constituency. Transport. Karimganj town is linked via both rail and road transport with the rest of India. Karimganj town is a railway junction and broad gauge lines connecting Tripura with Assam pass through the station. Bidapur railway station is the biggest junction of the district. The most popular mode of passenger transport, however, is by road. A good number of buses, mostly night services, ply between Karimganj and Guwahati daily. Direct long-distance bus services are also available to Shillong, Agartala, Aizawl and so on. Communication with Silchar, Bidapur, Pitharkandi and other nearby places is also mainly dependent on road transport, with services by all sorts of light and heavy vehicles available at frequent intervals. The nearest airport is Kamirgram near Silchar, the headquarters of the adjacent district of Kasha. Karimganj town is also an important river port and has seasonal cargo and freight transport links with Kolkata through riverways via Bangladesh. Demographics. Population. According to the 2011 census, Karimganj district has a population of 1,217,002, roughly equal to the nation of Bahrain of the U.S. state of New Hampshire. This gives it a ranking of 392nd in India. The district has a population density of 673 inhabitants per square kilometre. Its population growth rate over the decade 2001 to 2011 was 20.74%. Karimganj has a sex ratio of 961 females for every 1,000 males, and a literacy rate of 79.72%. Religion. Muslims 527,214 form a slight majority in the district at 52.3% of the population, with Hindus accounting for 47% according to the 2001 census. Language. Karimganj is one of several districts in Assam where Bengali is spoken by the majority of the population, as also in some other districts such as Kasha, Barpeta, Hailakandi, Dhubri and Golpara. Bengali is the official language in Karimganj along with the other 2 districts of Barak Valley such as Hailakandi and Kasha. The Bengali dialect that is used in Karimganj is known as Sylheti. Manipuri is spoken by the minority Bisnupriya and Meitei communities. There are also a small tribal communities like Rankol, Kuki, Kazi, Tripuri and Sakachep.